What's up everyone, Carter here, and in this video I want to talk about some of the worst mistakes you can make as an eBay seller and how exactly you can avoid these mistakes so you can build a successful and profitable long-term eBay business. Now, over the years I've sold thousands and thousands of items on eBay. I've been through tons and tons and tons of transactions, and I've really learned a lot from it. I sold my first item at the age of 12. I had my first, I think, $1,000 day at the age 16. I've had a lot of experience selling various items on eBay, doing large orders, bulk orders, doing large volume of sales each and every day, and I've learned a lot, and I've also made a lot of mistakes, and that's what I want to talk about in this video. So that each seller, even if you're a beginner or an expert or somewhere in the middle, this video will apply to you. Now, each mistake is different in its own way. Some mistakes cost you money, some mistakes cost you time, and some mistakes hurt your seller metrics, but it hurts your account and potentially puts you in the risk of being suspended or, your account being restricted. So, making mistakes is just part of the game, but I do want to go over what exactly these mistakes are in 4 of the worst mistakes that you can make as an eBay seller. Mistake number 1 is not having a competitive advantage. Now, there's a lot that goes into building a great eBay listing and getting a competitive advantage. Obviously, your listing is probably one of the biggest things. Now, what goes into your listing and one of the biggest competitive advantages you can have is not only just your price. A lot of people think that, if you just have the lowest price point out of the whole market, out of any of the other competitors, you're going to be able to make the sale. That's not always the case. It's the pictures. It starts out with the pictures. Someone's going to click on your listing if they like your pictures. Now, on eBay, you can have up to 12 images. People rarely use 12 images, and if they use images, they're not very good. Maybe they're taken with a cell phone, which is definitely okay, but invest in a light box. Invest $40-50 in your business to provide a better view, a better outlook of your product that you're trying to sell to your customers. It's definitely worth the investment because pictures are everything. If you go up there and you just take 2 or 3 pictures, you just take a front and a back of the product, they can't really see everything. They can't see the sides of it, below it, above it, maybe inside of it if you possibly can. You want to let them have the best picture, the best view of a product they can, so they can decide if they definitely want to purchase that product or not. Now, also, your pictures can help save you time. What I mean by that is the more pictures that you provide, the more they're going to be able to see, and potentially the less questions they're going to have. Because if they can only see a couple pictures, maybe they're not very high resolution or high quality, they're probably going to want to ask a couple more questions. This also comes into play with the title and the description. Those are also very important. Your title needs to give a brief overview of what exactly that product is, and also you need to work on your keywords. The more keywords you have, the more index you're going to be able to have your listing for the different search terms on eBay. Then your description is basically where you're selling them. Especially for items like electronics or used items, you definitely need to give a in-depth, great description of that product. Because when it comes to used products, and that was a large majority of what I sold, I made sure that I described that product perfectly. If it had any stains, rips, nicks, did it work, did it not work, was it tested, has it not been tested? You need to give a great explanation of that product so that after they see the pictures and after they read the description, they know exactly what I am selling, the quality, the product, so then they can make the decision if they want to purchase it or not. Mistake number 2 is selling an item and you cannot find it. This seems actually very simple, but trust me, it's even happened to me. It probably happens to everybody, especially when you're starting out. I mean, for me, I'm still living with my family. I have a brother and a sister. Mom and dad, they all live in the same house. If I list some items and I just leave them hanging out around the house, my mom usually takes that item, puts it in a drawer, puts it in a closet, puts it in a cabinet somewhere, and I never find it again. So there were a couple times where I sold an item, I went into my inventory, I'm like, oh my gosh, where is this item? It's a $50 item, $60, $20, whatever it is. And then I have to cancel the order, then apologize because I couldn't find the item because someone in my family put it in a wrong place. So I ended up, cleaning out a closet, and that's where I kept all of my inventory. Every time after I took pictures and created a listing and sourced all my inventory went into that one location so I wouldn't lose it. That's just a quick tip for organization and storage, and also it's going to save you a lot of time for once you actually sell an item, you already know where all those items are located, then you just have to find it, pack it, ship it to your customer. Mistake number 3, and that mistake is giving up. This happens so much, not for only eBay, but for tons of other aspects in people's lives. When things get tough, when they aren't making enough sales on eBay, when items aren't selling, or when they can't find any items, people they get discouraged, they get maybe angry, they don't really know what to do, they have no guidance, and they just give up. That's the absolute worst mistake that you can make. First off, you're getting the opportunity to sell on a platform that already has millions and millions of organic buyers. You're not having to work on paid traffic. You're not having to go take and create a listing that could potentially cost you hundreds and hundreds of dollars like you might have to do on other platforms. You're literally getting the option to sell your new and used items on eBay in front of millions and millions of buyers. So what if things get tough? So what if you make a mistake? So what if you lose money? So what if you misplace an item? Get over it. Focus on the long-term growth of your company. It's something that could potentially change your life. What are you seeking? Why exactly did you start this business? Were you looking for financial freedom? Did you just want to create an extra stream of income? Did you want to have the opportunity to spend more time with your friends and family? Maybe pay for more vacations or trips, or maybe you just want to buy some more luxurious items. Whatever it is, there's a reason you started selling on eBay. Now that reason always needs to be in the back of your head so that when times get tough, you make mistakes, maybe you lose money, you always think back to the reason that motivated you to start this eBay business, and you persevere and you keep going and keep pushing through. So if your sales are slow, you need to figure out why they're slow. Are you listing certain items that maybe aren't selling anymore? Is there a certain brand that maybe isn't as popular as it used to be? Is your listing fully optimized? How does your title look? How does your description look? How do your pictures look? That's all something that you need to take into consideration when it comes to growing and scaling your eBay business. Mistake number 4 is failing to leave feedback as a seller. Now, I personally think that this is a great opportunity because eBay has a really, really good feedback system in the sense that all buyers have the opportunity to actually go and leave those sellers feedbacks based off of their selling experience. Now the good thing is you can actually leave feedback for your buyer. So every time after the buyer has received the product, maybe they've been using it for a couple days, leave that buyer a positive feedback. Something that I include is great service, maybe quick payment, and then like thank you, or just something thanking them for being a great customer. And if you initiate the beginning of that feedback process and they see that, they're a lot more likely to come back if they enjoyed the product and enjoyed the experience to then leave you a feedback as a seller. Now that is huge because your feedback is going to keep building up and building up and building up, and obviously the more feedback that you receive, the more confident and trusted that the buyers are going to be purchasing from you as a seller. Like I mentioned, one of the best ways to increase your feedback as an eBay seller is to leave feedback for people who have already purchased from you. So your other past buyers, leave a positive feedback for them, and it will definitely increase your chances of them leaving a positive feedback for you. Anyways, that's it for this video on some of the more common mistakes that I've made and seen other sellers make on eBay. If you did get any value from this video, please just drop a like below. I do put a lot of time and effort into crafting the best possible YouTube video for you guys that have, supported me and subscribed to me over the years. It does mean a lot. So if you did get any value from this video, please just drop a like. If you do have any comments regarding mistakes that maybe you've made on eBay or you've heard other people make on eBay, or comment below if you do have any questions, or comment below if you would like to share maybe one of the mistakes that you've made on eBay so you can share it with the YouTube community. And if you would like to see more videos on how you can create an additional stream of income online, then subscribe to my channel, and I'll see everyone in the next video.